I'm going to explain 4 different ways that you can start up your Primal Hive. Since this hive is obviously different in many ways with the deep frames, it requires a little bit different of a startup than your typical Langstroth hive like we see over here. So with this, basically what you have in here is you have a following board or follower board. That's what I've got labeled here, which is just a solid board similar to what you'd see in a long lang. So the different ways you can do it, one is with a swarm. And what you do is you would pull out, say, 3 frames and put your follower board in. And then you would basically dump your swarm down in here and then carefully replace your frames so that the bees would work that side of the hive. And then as the colony expands, then you just move the follower board over one at a time until you get things kind of centered in the hive. The other way would be with a package, and basically would be the exact same way. Just pour the package in there. And then a third way is what you would do is you would take your existing Langstroth hive, and what you would do is you would shake all of the bees off, including the queen, and put them in here. And then they will start, be a new home for them. It's like they call it a shooken swarm. And so you would basically start the colony from there. Another way that you can do, and the fourth way that you could do it, is you could actually, if you had a medium box of Langstroth hives, the Langstroth frames actually fit into the Primal honey super. So what you could do is actually put your bees in here, and say if you did a split, you could actually have your bees down here, and then once they're fully filled it out, and then you can just add on top of that the main body of the hive. Now it'll take some time for them to build up through there, but once they start transitioning up into the hive cavity, then you can just remove the medium and place it on top, and then the bees will then eventually fill up the bottom part, and then they should then fill up the whole hive, and then you'd have your honey super again. So that's 4 different ways that you can do your Primal Hive startup. And if you have any other ways, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear some other ways. So happy beekeeping.